Welcome back to Learn English Easily. I hope you're all doing well and are excited to learn something new today. If you're someone who wants to speak English fluently, confidently, and naturally, then this lesson is for you. Today, I'm going to teach you how to think in English, one of the most important steps in becoming a fluent English speaker. It can be frustrating when you have to stop and translate sentences from your native language into English before speaking. This process slows you down, affects your confidence, and often leads to mistakes. Wouldn't it be amazing if you could skip that translation process and think directly in English? The good news is that it's possible. By following 4 simple stages, you can train your brain to think directly in English, significantly improving how you speak. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Learn English Easily. Subscribing ensures you won't miss any of our lessons designed to help you on your journey to fluency. Now let's explore how to think in English. The first stage is to think in verbs, the action words that describe what's happening. Verbs are a great starting point because actions are happening all around us, and thinking about them in English helps you form sentences faster. For example, imagine you're walking through Central Park in New York City. You might see people running, talking, a dog chasing a ball, or someone feeding pigeons. Observing these actions and identifying them as run, talk, chase, and feed helps you practice thinking in English. This exercise isn't limited to outdoor settings. If you're at home, imagine actions like cooking, cleaning, or washing dishes. You can even use photos to practice. Spend 5 to 10 minutes daily identifying actions around you, and you'll soon find it easier to describe what's happening in real time. Once you've practiced thinking in verbs, move on to nouns, the words that name people, places, things, or ideas. Everything around you has a name, and identifying these in English helps you think and speak fluently. Imagine standing by the Sydney Opera House in Australia. You might see the building, the harbor, tourists, boats, and seagulls. These are all nouns. Practice naming objects wherever you are, whether it's fruits and vegetables at a market in Delhi or items in your room, like a table, chair, book, or laptop. Even describing the contents of your bag, such as a phone, keys, and wallet, helps. By practicing this regularly, your brain will start identifying objects in English naturally. Spend a few minutes each day naming things around you, and soon it will become second nature. The third stage is thinking in sentences, which involves combining verbs and nouns to describe your surroundings. Start with simple sentences. For instance, if you're in Cape Town, South Africa, looking at Table Mountain, you might say, "The tourists are climbing the mountain," or "The sun is shining." These short sentences describe what's happening. Gradually, you can create longer sentences, like, "A group of tourists is taking pictures of the monument while others are checking their maps." Practicing this daily, whether at home, in the office, or on a walk, helps you form sentences automatically without translating. This makes speaking in English much smoother and more natural. Finally, the fourth stage is thinking in paragraphs, where you bring everything together to describe scenes in greater detail. For example, imagine you're standing on the Great Wall of China. You might say, "I'm standing on the Great Wall, and the view is incredible. The mountains stretch as far as I can see, and the wall winds across the landscape. Tourists around me are taking pictures and walking along the wall. I hear people speaking in different languages, and a cool breeze is blowing. The steps are steep, and the stones are worn from centuries of use." By combining verbs, nouns, and sentences, you create vivid, detailed descriptions. Practicing this helps you express your thoughts coherently and fluently. Imagine walking through a bustling market in Istanbul, Turkey. You could describe the scene like this: The market is filled with people shopping and bargaining with vendors. The smell of spices fills the air, and the bright colors of rugs and textiles catch my eye. A man is selling tea from a cart, and tourists are taking photos. The sound of people talking and laughing creates a lively atmosphere. This practice not only helps you think in English, but also enables you to describe events and scenes in full detail without needing translation. To put it all together, achieving fluency requires consistent practice. Start by thinking in verbs to describe actions, then focus on nouns to name objects and people around you. Progress to forming sentences by combining verbs and nouns, and finally, create detailed paragraphs to describe scenes or tell stories. Each stage builds on the previous one, helping you think directly in English and bypass the need for translation. Thinking in English is essential for fluency because it eliminates the delay caused by translating from your native language. Your thoughts form naturally in English, making your speech faster and more fluid. This is particularly helpful in real-life situations, such as job interviews or everyday conversations, where quick and confident responses are crucial. Here are some practical exercises to help you think in English. Daily observations. Spend 10 to 15 minutes observing your surroundings and describing them in English. For example, describe the actions, objects, and people you see while on a bus or walking through a park. Picture descriptions. Look at a photo and describe everything you see. For example, if you're looking at a beach photo, you might say, "The sand is white and the water is crystal clear. A few people are swimming and children are building a sandcastle." Journal writing. At the end of each day, write a short journal entry in English, describing what you did and where you went. Try to include as many details as possible. Self-talk. Practice speaking English to yourself. Pick a topic and talk about it for a few minutes, such as your favorite movie or your plans for the weekend. Language challenges. Set a timer for 5 minutes and commit to thinking only in English during that time. Gradually increase the duration as you improve. To expand further, thinking in English is a transformative skill that can revolutionize the way you communicate. By embedding this habit into your daily routine, you will not only speak more fluently, but also connect more naturally with others. Mastering the art of thinking in English requires dedication, but the rewards are well worth the effort. Here's how to delve deeper into this practice. Why thinking in English matters. When you think in English, you bypass the mental translation process, which often causes hesitation and errors. This is especially important in situations where time is of the essence, such as conversations, interviews, or presentations. Thinking in English builds mental agility, allowing you to express yourself clearly and effectively without overthinking. Additionally, this practice enhances your listening skills. As you start framing thoughts in English, you become more attuned to how native speakers phrase their sentences, improving your comprehension during conversations, movies, or lectures. The role of consistency in language learning. Consistency is the cornerstone of fluency. Whether it's dedicating 5 minutes or an hour daily, regular practice ensures steady progress. Break your sessions into manageable stages, verbs, nouns, sentences, and paragraphs, and revisit them often. Over time, this systematic approach reinforces your ability to think and speak in English seamlessly. Immersive techniques to supplement thinking in English. To immerse yourself further, consider incorporating these techniques. Consume English media. Watch movies, listen to podcasts, or read articles in English to familiarize yourself with common expressions and sentence structures. Try pausing a video and summarizing what you've heard to practice thinking and paraphrasing in English. Engage in conversations. Join language exchange groups or participate in online forums where English is the primary language. Regular interaction accelerates your ability to think and respond in English. Set daily themes. Choose a theme for the day, like travel, food, or hobbies, and focus on describing related thoughts in English throughout the day. Building confidence through self-reflection. As you practice, keep track of your progress. Reflect on the moments when you successfully thought in English without hesitation. Recognize your improvements, no matter how small, as they indicate your growing comfort with the language. Moreover, don't fear making mistakes. Errors are a natural part of learning, providing valuable feedback. With each correction, your brain becomes better equipped to think and express itself in English. A vision of fluency. Imagine a day when thinking and speaking in English feels as natural as breathing. You can confidently articulate your thoughts, engage in meaningful conversations, and navigate diverse social or professional environments. Achieving this vision requires dedication, but the tools outlined, verbs, nouns, sentences, and paragraphs, lay a strong foundation for success. By committing to this journey, you're not just learning a language. You're unlocking opportunities to connect with a global community. Start small, stay consistent, and trust the process. The ability to think in English will gradually become second nature, empowering you to express yourself with clarity and confidence. If you'd like additional tips, practical examples, or specific exercises tailored to your daily life, let me know.